I've got some brothers out there who are quite disturbed, and they're literally disturbed because there are other Israelites who say that they follow the straightway truth, who are actually going out and listening to other men so-called presenting Torah to them, and then they're turning around promoting these same ideas and this same logic, because I'm definitely not going to call it truth and doctrine. And what it seems to be that people are in an uproar about, because apparently there's somebody out there by the name of Paul, Sal, Lex, and of course we know Zach Bauer, or Zach from New to Torah, Zach Bauer. And apparently what the big issue and the trouble and the problem is their disagreement over spouses coming at odds, separating and divorcing over a spouse that is refusing to keep the law, refusing to keep the Torah, refusing to obey. I understand a lot of these angles, and see, and this is the difference between somebody that has a bloodline descending Hebrew Israelite and to those who are compromisers and those who are coming into this. And see, a lot of people, if you're not taught by a Hebrew, you're going to continue to keep with the residue of Christianity falling out the edge of your lips, and people just simply not understanding. And these people claim that they knew the Torah, and they are new to Torah, because you can tell by the way that they act, you can tell by the way they talk, you can tell by the way they speak. Collaborators and pacifiers. The bottom line is, I can understand us being the Hebrews, my people, my ancient Hebrew bloodline people. I can understand them being in Israel, amongst us, where we receive the laws, the statutes, the commandments. We have rules and we have guidelines, and we were told not to do this thing. But there's no excuse once you come to the knowledge of the truth. And I'll say it again. It is no excuse when the truth is presented to you and truth is dropped at your doorsteps. And I'll say it again. It is no excuse whatsoever at all. That's why you need to know what the prophets thought. Go read Ezra. Go read what Nehemiah did. You see, these people don't have the same attitude, nor do they have the same spirit as Ezra, Nehemiah, Jesus, Paul, David, and Pastor Dow. They don't have it. They do not have the same spirit that we have. Because Ezra, I could quote you 1,000 scriptures all day long. It won't do no good until you read it yourself. Go read and see what happened. Ezra told them to put away these wives because of entirely too much influence. And when you are men who are dominated by the matriarchal spirit rather than the patriarchal spirit, you're going to get this kind of doctrine presented to you all the time. And for most of you people to think that the Most High is going to receive you into his kingdom with men not standing up and being men and not standing up in the patriarchal rule and order of things, you got another thing coming. And that's why I keep telling you people over and over again, see, it's examples like these that show you that these people are not qualified. They're literally not qualified just because they get in front of a video camera. And I'm telling you, a lot of people, the seal of their ministry is do they have anybody listening to them? Do they literally have anybody listening to them? Because the only people listening to them on YouTube, and that's it, or their immediate family. So therefore, they have no seal of their pastorship, apostleship, or whatever you want to call it. They're just presenters of information. But it's obvious that these people are compromised. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I brought truth to my house. And I told my wife exactly what truth was. And she did just like the age-old American woman did in the beginning. But my attitude was, even way back then, without even knowing the scripture like I know today, you're going to do it my way or you're going to do it trailways. Why? Because I am following the scriptures. I am. That's what I was doing. And if I have a wife that cannot follow me as I follow y'all, cannot follow me as I obey this, I don't have a wife. I don't have a wife. If anything, all I got is what you call a pagan concubine. And that's what many of you people see. You're too soft. You're too soft because you pacify your wives too much. And so much that you can't stand on this truth. And I wouldn't follow none of you into war. I wouldn't follow you in the Torah. I wouldn't follow you anywhere in this book right there because you compromise the word entirely too much. I can understand giving people time to come to certain things. But you better lay the law down if you're a man. Ezra laid the law down. Again, Forget about taking my word for it. Go read it yourself. Go read and see what kind of man Nehemiah was. Nehemiah was so zealous for the law that he made the priests swear. He made them swear on threat of whooping their ass if they didn't confirm all the words that was in this book and do the law. Look at the attitude of these people through these many captivities. You see, I'm going to tell y'all people again, I'm not saying that these people that are Israelites now can't teach the Torah. They can, but they have to be taught by a Hebrew. Because if they don't, their perspective is going to be off. Their understanding is going to be off. And I'm telling you right now, you people need to stop listening to these people because they're going to keep tap dancing around your feelings and emotions. And when it comes time for you to be able to stand, you're going to compromise. You're going to compromise. I mean, it's just a sad shit. You're going to be like them people over in Apocrypha. Soon you're going to be a justifying eating swine flesh. You're going to be those wicked Israelites eating swine flesh and justifying yourself rather than choosing to die, rather than choosing to go to war. You see, these people don't know the word. They don't know the scriptures. They don't know the Messiah. They don't know the word. If you are a man of Yah and you've done give your spouse ample amount of time to tell them, hey, this is the truth, I'm presenting it to you. I'm putting it in front of you. I want you to read it for yourself. And she continues to keep setting up there, going in her way because she loves tradition over the truth. She loves the doctrine of men over the law. You got a choice and a decision to make. And I'm telling you right now, Pastor Dow is not going to tolerate that in my house. I didn't tolerate it then, and I didn't tolerate it, and I damn sure ain't going to tolerate it now. And you do well to follow that because if you don't have a wife that can obey you, you don't have a wife in the first place. And that's what you need to understand. The bottom line is she's supposed to follow you as you follow the Messiah, period. You are the patriarch if you are a man. Now, we got a lot of men in gender, but they ain't patriarchs at all. They don't understand the rule whatsoever at all. Because they're not Hebrews. They're not Israelites. They're not even qualified to preach and teach. But hey, when you got all this big environment out there, this big old world of social media network, you look and see how many people out there, all of them, since they got an internet connection and a keyboard and a camera, they think they have a right to go out there and preach and teach. You're not about to stop all this. These people are fragmenting and they're dividing the souls of men. And I wouldn't follow any of these weak men. I wouldn't follow them nowhere because they don't know the Torah. They don't know the Torah. They don't know. They're deceiving the hearts of the people. And you people, I keep trying to tell you, keep going out there, tap dancing, listen to these pacifiers and these collaborators and see what your spiritual condition is. Not a one of them cast out devils. Not a one of them heal the sick. Not a one of them do anything that the Messiah says and they claim that they love him. Not a one of them. And yet still you going to follow them or you going to even get entertained listening to them. You know, you got problems. You got you people out there, I'm telling you, you're putting a cheap value on your souls. You don't know it. Why did Jeremiah scream and holler? Why did they scream and holler? Why did Hosea scream and holler? Why did all these prophets scream and holler? Why? Because of the same thing that the people are doing now. Well, Pastor Dow, they were in it. No, these people were the ones that I'm not talking about Moses. I'm talking about Hosea. I'm talking about Isaiah. I'm talking about Nehemiah. I'm talking about Jeremiah. I'm talking about Ezekiel. All these people are preaching to the Israelites who are in captivity, just like we are in captivity and now here in America. So I already know what the angle and the position is of real true leaders and real true Israelites. They're going to tell you repent and turn from your wicked ways. These guys ain't got the stomach nor the intestinal fortitude to stand in front of you and tell you the truth. And I'm telling you, just like Ezra said, you put away these wives away from you. You get rid of them. You get rid of them. That's the reason why you can't walk upright, you can't walk straight today, because you're too busy marrying all these pagans and all these heathens that ain't going to let go of their Christmas tree, ain't going to let go of their holidays, and ain't going to let go of anything, but they still want to so-called be married to you while they make your spiritual life and your natural life miserable as a man. No, you are less than a man if you can't even lead your home. That's Pastor Dow's position. And you go check me out rather than paying attention to the delivery and the application of this delivery right here. Go read the word for yourself. And those of you that are part of Straightway, and you listening to them, you might as well go over there and stay with them. Because I'm not going to sit up here and try to clean up your nasty, filthy spirit after you go over there and get defiled by these collaborators and pacifiers and then you think you're going to come over here and you begin to spit in other Israelite ears and preach to teach to us when these people can't even stand in their own home. You people got some issues, serious issues, and it's sad. I'm sad to say I even have to make this video right here. Sad to say it. But you know the only way you're going to get convinced is when you go and do your due diligence. When you go check out and see, first of all, look at the character of Ezra. Read it. Look at the character and the spirit of Nehemiah. Go read it. And you see if Paul, Sal, Lex, and Zach have that same spirit. And then you go and you read Isaiah. You read all the prophets. People that are Israel, just like today. We're in European, Roman, Gentile captivity today. And I guarantee you ain't none of them going to want to tell you that. I guarantee ain't none of them going to want to tell you that. Why? Because they're too busy practicing replacement theology, acting like they the people, when they should be sitting down, shut up and listening to the people so they can be taught the right way to preach and teach this thing. And not use a residue from a false, phony, satanic religion like Christianity to try to get out here in front of you and try to pacify you and get you in trouble. Get you in trouble for not keeping the commandments and not keeping the law. That's what's going to happen. And see, and that's the way this world is going. Effeminate, transgender, sodomite, homosexual spirits. And these sorry men that ain't got a lick of backbone or stomach at all. That's the problem. Now, why am I here? Well, they got on the public forum, claimed to be of Torah, and some of them, I thought at one time they were real true brethren. But then you sit and watch these spirits, you see the why. They set up, you see the reason why they can't keep a relationship with brethren. True brethren who are really going to stand on this word. Because look at what comes out of their mouth. It sounds good. So the damn TBN sounds good. But it just ain't the truth. That's just the bottom line. It just ain't the truth. You people need to start trying every spirit and seeing if it's being of Yah. And even try my spirit right now and see if it's of Yah. But I guarantee you one thing, when you look at Pastor Dow and you look at my old ancient people, the prophets, and then you compare my spirit with them, even though I know it's not wise for us to compare ourselves amongst ourselves, but we better have some type of measuring stick. And then you look at these people, the way they talk, the way they walk, and how they believe, and how they wiggle, and look for wiggle room and weave and wave this word and stuff. You look and see the attitude today. Their attitude is of the church fathers, of the Roman Catholic Church. Pastor Dow, of my ancient bloodline people called the Hebrew Israelites, or the holy prophets, who were Hebrews and they were Israelites. You better be careful. You better be careful, because deception is something else. It is really something else. You're only going to get clear when you go read them prophets for yourself. And you're going to find out who's leading you the right way and who's leading you the wrong way. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. Straight way. Keep the faith. Stay away from these people. Stay away from these guys. Stay away. I'm telling you now, stay away from these people. They mean you no good.